Hey kids, here I am with a review of an old 60s horror film. Now, this is called Creature of the Walking Dead. That's the American title. I'm not sure how different from the original movie it is, but a filmmaker, American filmmaker, uh, got his hands on this. A guy named Jerry Warren. The original movie was released in 1961 called, it's translated as Mark of the Dead Man, which is a better title than Creature of the Walking Dead, because he's not really dead once he's walking. He was dead. Basically, what this is, the plot line, which is probably pretty close to the original as well. Uh, this guy, doctor, he's a mad scientist from the 19th century named Malthus. That's Malthus, Malthus. Uh, he just discovers the secret of eternal youth, which is simply draining blood from a young woman into the person you want to have eternal youth. Uh, it's as simple as that, people. That's all we need to do. I don't know why no one ever discovered this before. But the authorities don't like it too much, so Malthus is, strung up. And that brings me to something very interesting about this movie. Uh, there's shots before, and I'm talking about all the Mexican footage. There's a shot of the gallows uh, that is just stunning. I mean, the black and white photography, some of the shots are really creative, but the photography is just astounding, and it just makes me wish I could see the original movie. Uh, Mark of the Dead Man instead of Creature of the Walking Dead. This is kind of like along the lines of Godzilla, uh, taking Gojira. Uh, what they did was add, uh, an American actor or two or whatever to scenes added to it. This is the same as this, and dubbing some of it and having voiceover. This movie starts out with voiceover. Uh, the grand uh, the grandson of the 19th century mad scientist. Uh, well, he ends up realizing or doing an attempt at reviving his grandfather through the same method, which is actually supposed to be eternal youth instead of reviving. And I think this is just guessing. This is why it doesn't really work out. Yeah, he gets revived after his grandson murders this girl, uh, uh, with with a transfusion, and he not just revives; he becomes young again. And in the course of the time, he has to get more blood because he'll age, and perhaps it'll work on a living person. Maybe it's not working on him because he was dead when he first got the transfusion. Uh, but I got that it's it has this really nice ending. It's a kind of very classic um, horror film ending that I like that. And it all this just makes me wish I could see the original movie. All the scenes, all the fucking scenes that are uh, shot for the American version are, well, they feel long, they feel awkward, and they're tedious to get through. Uh, the first one is back in the 19th century. This inspector who looks a lot like Lucio Fulci. He's getting massaged through this whole scene, and it's an exposition scene, just filling you in, and it lasts for 7 minutes. It's like, oh my god. But there's other scenes. There's other there's cops in the modern day, and this woman whose maid disappeared. She's the girl that had her blood drained to revive Malthus. But he, as you can realize, he goes on a bit of a minor killing spree. To continue to be young. And of course, he and his grandson don't see eye to eye, eventually causing conflict. But yeah, this. Oh, I have to say that there's, to save time or money. I don't know why they did this, because they dubbed some of the movie. There's these dialogue scenes that are all of it is voiceover, explaining what is being said in these scenes. Just before this is very funny. There was a scene, I thought it might be American, because there's this woman and there's this guy who I assume is like a butler or something. He's in this white jacket, but his back is to the camera, and she says something to him, and this really terrible actor, and we see a shot of him, he's speaking in English, and I realized that he's a stand-in for the original Mexican guy that had his back to the camera. And then it goes into this long, with dialogue scenes, and it voiceover explaining what's being said instead of just dubbing it. I don't know. It's a terrible movie. Please show me the original. I mean, the photography alone makes me want to rewatch it properly. Well, that's it for now. This is The Creature of the Walking Dead. I watched it on Amazon Prime, but I found out it is on Tubi. So until next time, stay safe and always have a good time. Bye now.